Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5 best 4K gaming monitor. Starting at number 5. AOC U32P2 32-inch 4K monitor. If you need a bit more room for activities, consider the AOC U32P2. This monitor arguably makes better use of its 3840 by 2160 resolution with a larger 32 inches panel, but still offers that trademark balance of features and price for which AOC is renowned. What that means is that you're getting a stand with pivot, swivel, tilt and height adjustment options. A whopping 175 degrees of swivel left or right is a particular highlight. The U32P2 lacks a USB-C port but comes with a 4-port USB-A 3.0 hub plus one USB-B 3.0 port to power it, 2 HDMI 1.2 ports and a single DP 1.4 port. In other words, you're well connected. The panel itself is surprisingly good. It accurately produced 99% of the sRGB color gamut in sRGB mode, and hit a peak luminance of 414 nits in its default configuration. Like an increasing number of 4K office monitors, it refreshes at 75 Hz, with a quoted 4 milliseconds response time and adaptive sync support. It's perhaps not best suited to after-hours gaming, then, but it's far from appalling. Coming at number 4. Bank.
Ew.
2880 U28-inch 4K UHD IPS HDR monitor. The Bank.
Ew.
2880U is a multipurpose 4K monitor with a comparatively low price tag. For the money, you're getting a 28 inches IPS panel with a 60 Hz refresh rate, a 5 milliseconds response time and AMD FreeSync support. The
Ew.
2280U performed well on test, producing 114% of the sRGB color gamut with strong accuracy and achieving brightness and contrast results that lined up very neatly with Bank's claims. These final figures don't exactly make for great HDR, but as the monitor has no official HDR certification, this is only a small niggle. Outside of the panel's performance, the
Ew.
2880U continues to impress. It has a decent selection of ports, 2 HDMI 2.0 ports and a DP 1.4 port for video, and a USB-C port capable of delivering 60 W of power and carrying a video signal at the same time. Great for owners of modern MacBooks in particular. The stand, meanwhile, offers height adjustment plus a small amount of swivel and tilt. Not spectacular, but good enough for most people. At number 3. Bank EL2870U 4K monitor. At the opposite end of the spectrum to the likes of Asus eyeball-melting ROG Swift PG32UQ, sits the humble Bank EL2870UE. This phenomenally cheap 28 inches 4K gaming monitor is perfect for those who like the idea of pin-sharp images and a touch more screen real estate to play with but don't want to fork out for the privilege. This is a very simple monitor. The stand offers no adjustment options other than tilt, and you won't find a USB hub of any kind on the rear. Just 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, 1 DP 1.4 port, and a 3.5 headphone jack. The 3840 by 2160 panel refreshes at 60 Hz, incidentally making this great for owners of the PS4 Pro or Xbox One X, and has a quoted response time of 1 millisecond G2G thanks to unusual TN panel technology. It's colorful enough, but if you want to give your games an additional kick, the EL2870UE also supports HDR10, and has dedicated HDR and emulated HDR modes. Number 2 of my list. AOC U2790PQU 27-inch 4K UHD. It's very easy to recommend the AOC U2790PQU. This is a 27 inches 4K monitor with all the trimmings for under £400, which is all you really need to know. If you need more, however, we're happy to report that it performed remarkably well in our tests. producing 97% of the sRGB color gamut with an average color variance score of just 0.45, meaning it's capable of producing that color gamut with pinpoint accuracy. Brightness is also remarkable for the price, topping out at around 450 candelas per square meter out of the box. Contrast is less impressive, however, at 869:1. What's truly remarkable about the U2790 PQU is that it packs in a solid feature set in spite of the low price. The stand, for example, provides 90 degrees of pivot, 90 degrees of swivel, 21 degrees of backwards tilt and 130 of height adjustment, which is more than most monitors at this price. There's no USB-C port here, sadly. But the U2790 PQU does have a 3-port USB-A 3.0 hub as well as 2 HDMI ports, and 1 DP 1.2 port, plus an unusual combination of 3.5 audio in and out ports to top things off. And number 1. Philips 279C9-27-inch 4K monitor. The Philips 279C9 takes the formula established by other 4K monitors on this list, and adds a couple of uncommon features into the mix for good measure. It does so at a fairly competitive price point, too, which is no mean feat given what's on offer here. This 27 inches IPS monitor supports a rudimentary form of HDR. It's not exactly going to blow your mind, but we noticed an improvement in color vibrancy all the same. It also supports AMD FreeSync technology for reducing screen tearing when gaming. These things are noteworthy simply because they aren't commonly found on office monitors. If you're a casual gamer with a good rig that you've ended up reluctantly using very often for work, the 279C9 caters for you. Elsewhere in our tests, the 279C9 performed very well indeed, producing 97% of the sRGB color gamut with a fantastically low delta E of 0.3, so you can rest assured that colors are accurately represented in the sRGB space. Brightness tops out at around 380 candelas per square meter, which is more than good enough for even well-lit environments, although it falls a little shy of the 400 candelas per square meter minimum, required for that Display HDR 400 certification. Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.